British billionaire Richard Branson is expected to arrive today at the site in California's Mojave Desert, where a test flight of his space tourism company's rocket went disastrously wrong yesterday. One of two test pilots was killed, the other seriously injured, when an explosion destroyed Virgin Galactic's Spaceship Two. Ben Tracy is at the Air and Spaceport in Mojave, California. Ben, good morning.
Anthony, good morning. Virgin Galactic has been testing its spaceships here in Mojave for several years now, but something went terribly wrong during that test flight yesterday morning. They hoped this would be the last test flight, at least one of the last test flights, before paying customers got on board.
Space is hard, and today was a tough day.
Release.
The day began like many others for Spaceship Two. It was the 55th test for the aircraft, the brainchild of British billionaire Richard Branson. As in previous tests, the plane was carried aloft by a jet aircraft and released at high altitude.
I had confirmation of a mishap just a few moments later.
No one is saying exactly what that mishap was, but witnesses saw an explosion and then two separate pieces of the aircraft plummet to the ground. Authorities later confirmed one of the two pilots on board died in the crash, while the other parachuted to Earth and suffered serious injuries.
When we have a mishap from the test community, we find the test community is very small, and we are human, and it hurts.
The space plane was a point of pride for Virgin Galactic, intended to give the paying public a weightless suborbital experience usually reserved for astronauts. The company has already sold nearly 800 seats on future flights for $200,000 apiece.
Ordinary people, and I know $200,000 is not necessarily an ordinary person, but in time it will be ordinary people, will be able to have a chance to become astronauts, go into space.
Branson tweeted his condolences and said he was flying to Mojave immediately to be with the team. National Transportation Safety Board investigators are on their way as well to help determine the cause of a crash that will likely be a big setback for the budding commercial space industry.
It's really a crisis of confidence. The public has to have confidence that this is a safe thing to go do, and I think psychologically restoring that confidence is going to be a real challenge.
Now, this was the first test flight for Spaceship Two in 9 months, and the company was trying out a new fuel mixture on board that would give the spacecraft the extra boost to get up into space. So, Vanita, that fuel will now be a focus of the investigation.
Ben Tracy at the Air and Spaceport in Mojave, California. Thank you, Ben.